This George Bush, the current George Bush, I knew personally, knew him in Texas, and knew him pretty well before he even became governor of Texas, and I liked him. Uh, I think he's a terrific guy. He's a great guy to go to a baseball game with, but he got himself embroiled in this war with Iraq, and that will be his legacy. There's just no other way, just no other way to look at it. When he said, and when Colin Powell told us that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, I thought we had no choice but to disarm him. I think that if it had turned out, in fact, that Saddam Hussein had a nuclear weapon and had used it, and we found out after the fact that we had known about that, I think the president would have been impeached. I think any president would have been impeached if he had not done something about that. I thought at that point the president had no choice. But we went in with the best of intentions, it seems to me, and it turns out the intelligence was wrong. And I think the second part of it is that we went in with a very bad plan. I signed off on the invasion, but I never thought, number one, that we could create Williamsburg, Virginia, on the banks of the Tigris, nor did I believe that you could use the kind of plan that we used and be successful. We just didn't send enough troops in. We didn't have enough troops to even guard the ammunition dumps that Saddam Hussein abandoned, and our soldiers are still being the victims of the explosives that they found then. We needed a force about 4 times as large as was sent in. And if we were to have any chance to get those people past where they were and on the road to democracy, I think we lost it in those days. I mean, I just think we're now past the point of any good options. We will be penalized for whatever we do from here on in. I think the great lesson from Vietnam and from Iraq is that we can help people, but we can't do it for them. I also believe that the best thing the United States can do is to set an example. Hubert Humphrey once said that the 1964 Civil Rights Act was the single most effective foreign policy initiative that the United States launched in the last half of the 20th century. It didn't have anything to do with foreign policy, but it showed the rest of the world what kind of people we are. And it showed them that we're willing to correct our mistakes. It also showed them that our system works. And I think that's the story that we have to tell. I mean, we cannot adopt the methods of our enemies. Our job is to tell people that our way of doing things is not like the others. And it's certainly not like the people who hate us. And when we start up secret prisons, when we resort to torture, we're adopting the methods of the people that we oppose. We should do just the opposite. There's no better way for us to influence the course of world events than to set an example for the rest of the world. And I think that's where we have gotten off track in Iraq.